Hello guys, Greyhound here, and welcome to a little bit of a different video. In this video, I'm going to be going over how to make Mass Effect 2 look absolutely fucking gorgeous here on the PC using a variety of texture mods, ENB, SweetFx settings, SweetFx presets, and other assorted mods, and some extra ones that I'll leave down in the description. And before we get started here, I'm just going to let you guys know this is going to be a pretty long video and a pretty long process, like a very long process, like at least 3 hours, depending on how good your computer is, as well as your internet speed. But for this, I'm going to split this video up into sections. I'll have timestamps down in the description for each section, as well as links to all the stuff you're going to need, and some extra stuff, as I already said, and a pretty well, not pretty well, but a written tutorial for those of you guys who are too impatient to sit here and watch like a 20+ minute video. So now that we have all that out of the way, I'm going to go over some things you're probably going to need to do before you actually start the modding process. Alright guys, so a lot of the stuff I'm going to be showing you here won't apply to a lot of you guys, or isn't really required for this modding process, but I'm still going to show you how to do it. So before we actually get started here, what I would recommend doing is creating 2 folders here. One of them is for our backup of Mass Effect 2, and one of them is to organize all the stuff we're downloading. So once you've done that, I'm going to show you how to back up the game. Here we have my backup personally in the Mass Effect 2 backup folder. But to get to what you're going to need to back up, you're going to want to go to this PC, go to local disk, go to program files times 86, and here, if you got the game off of Origin, it will be in Origin Games. I didn't, I got it off of Steam. Go to Steam, Steam Apps, Common, go down to Mass Effect 2, and just copy these first 2 folders here. And just copy and then paste them into a different folder. So this was my folder that I pasted them in. And there we go, we have that backed up. So if you already have mods installed though, you're going to need to re-vanilla your game. To do that, you're just going to want to delete these 2 folders here. And then if you have the Steam copy, go to Steam, find the game, go to Properties, go to Local Files, verify your integrity of your game cache, and what that's going to do is re-download a fresh copy of these 2 folders with nothing installed, just straight up what it's like as soon as you download it. And if you have the Origin copy, let me go to Origin, you would want to right click on the icon in your library and go to Repair Game, and it's going to do the exact same thing. It's going to download a fresh copy of those 2 folders with nothing installed extra or anything like that. So once you've done that, we're ready to move on to what you're actually going to need for this modding process. Alright, so the first thing you guys are going to want to pick up here is BitTorrent. Utorrent will work as well, just a torrent client. And when you're downloading these, however, when you hit download and it gives you the installer, make sure, this is really important, okay, you're listening, make sure when you're installing these programs that you make sure that you uncheck or decline all the third-party software bullshit it's going to try to download onto your computer, because it can be really annoying after a while. And make sure that you have your antivirus software on just in case. It should be 100% safe. Mostly what you're going to do during this process is fuck up your game and have to reinstall, but that's it. And I forgot to mention, if you have the retail copy on disk, when you're backing up your game, just put your disk, or you're reinstalling your game, just put your disk into your computer and just reinstall it. Shouldn't take too long, because the disk copy never takes too long to install. But who the fuck has those cavemen? But after you've picked that up, you're going to want to pick up 7-zip, and you're going to want to download whichever version you need for whichever operating system you have. Most people will have 64, but if you're not sure, pick up 32, because that will work on the 64, but 64 won't work on the 32-bit operating system very well. Now the main mod we're going to be using here is a lot of textures for ME2 by CreeperLava. And it's going to start here on the description page. When you get there, scroll down until you find Downloads, and go to 5 and find the Texmod download link right here. I'll try to have that in the description, but I may forget. and you're going to want to download that. Just pick that up. It's a direct link, so as soon as you click on it, it's going to start to download. And the next thing you're going to want to do after you pick that up is you're going to want to go to Files here, pick up the 7-zip version here. This is the easiest one to, not the easiest one to install, but it's the easiest one to download. It doesn't take as long to install as the other two, and it's the one I'm going to be using for this video. And then you're also going to want to pick up the 2.23 update here. Just download manually and pick up the Aquarium TPF because it's optional, but if we're going to go ahead and go balls to the walls, we might as well just go 100% here. Pick that up. You'll also find a link to Mass Effect 3 Explorer. Don't worry, it works with Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 1 as well. Just go down to downloads here and click on that and download that. And you're also going to want to pick up Better Galaxy Textures by CreeperLava once more. And this is a redone galaxy map. Just go to Files, download manually, and I'll go over how to install that with the other stuff. And you're also going to pick up SweetFx and ENB from Mass Effect 2 and download. Either one of these will work. I'll go over how to do those towards the end of this video as well. And if you are interested, I will also have a link to some SweetFx ENB presets. So let's just click on one of these, and this is just presets for the mod we're installing before. See, look at the difference. If you like it, just pick one that you think is cool if you want to go ahead and use that. And that is all you're going to need for the main portion of this video, but I'll have some optional stuff in the description as well. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do is we're going to need to extract this file here. 7-zip version, and it's going to have the version of the mod. You're going to want to go to 7-zip, open archive, and it's going to give you a link for whatever torrent client you're using. You're going to want to open this link. It's going to open the torrent client. I already have this file installed, but I accidentally deleted this part of the video, and it's going to say it's not going to have this, but it's basically just going to install it here, and when you're ready to actually open it, I explain this in the next part anyways, you're just going to go to open containing folder. It's going to be in your downloads folder, and as I said, since I don't actually have it, it's not actually going to be there, but that's what it's going to do. I'm just going to make sure you guys know what this is for, and you can just go ahead and delete it and close out the program here. Alright guys, so once you're done with downloading that, it's going to give you a folder that looks like this, and it should be in your downloads folder. Just move that to your desktop so we can find it easier. And then you're going to want to find Mass Effect 3 Explorer, go to Debug, go to ME3 Explorer, and sometimes this will say like the program has stopped working, just log out and log back in. It's some kind of process error. And then you're going to want to go to User Tools, go to Textures, Text Explorer, and yeah, okay, so make sure it says, usually it will say ready down here, but since it's the first time set up because I refreshed everything, it will say no ME2 tree found, but it will be, okay, so let's hit no, because I don't want it right now, but it will be on Mass Effect 3 up here in the corner. Just make sure you keep clicking on this until you get to ME2, and it will say no ME2 tree found, want to build one. Yes, I do want to build one. And make sure you go through and check all the DLC here. And if you have Mass Effect 3 installed, it's going to ask you to extract your DLC. As soon as you start this, before anything else, just make sure you hit yes, so you can get that out of the way in case you do want to install some mods on ME3, because it will fuck everything up if you don't. And if you add DLC after you install this mod, you're going to have to go through and reinstall the whole mod again to get it to work. It's some kind of error with the engine of the game. Just hit continue, and here is what it's going to do, is it's going to scan every single texture in the game into one single file folder, and we're going to use that. I'll explain why we need this after you guys are done getting it, but you do need this. It's vital to the whole process of this modding process, or whatever. I just said process twice in the same sentence, but the majority of this video and this entire I'm going to say process again, I just used, that's going to annoy me, but is downloading or installing this right here. This is a big ass mod. This mod is almost the same size as the game itself, and it's gonna take you a while to install, and the other stuff's just touch-ups and other lighting fixes and stuff like that. This is a full retexture of the entire game. Every single file in the game gets replaced in this mod, and I'll explain that more in depth on how to do that after you guys are done creating your tree here. Alright guys, so once we're done, this is what it's going to look like. We're going to have this folder here with all of these texture files. And now we're done with this program. We can go ahead and exit out of that, and then go back up to ME3 Explorer, go to User Tools, go to Textures, and go to DPF/DDS Tools. Go ahead and open that up, let it do all of this. Wait for it to say ready down here, and then you can go ahead and exit out that command prompt window. Go to load up here in the corner, make sure it says modding ME2 over here, and go to, okay, sorry, made a mistake here. What you're going to want to do first is go to the this folder right here, the ALOT for ME2 7-zip, and go to, let's see, let's just use this for an example. Go to Open Archive, extract. It's going to extract a normal folder here. Going to go through and just do that for all of these real quick. May take a while, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, so now once you have all of these extracted here, now we go to this tool here, DPF/DDS Tools, go to load. That's the wrong folder. Desktop, where is it? What I put, there it is. Background replacer. Open this here, analyze with Text Explorer. It's going to find the file in the game that this corresponds to, and then install valid, and it's going to go ahead and replace that. That is what you're going to have to do for each of these, and that's done. So each batch you do, just hit clear files, load. Let's do characters. Enemies. This mercenary folder, I asked the mod creator, and he said this is supposed to be empty, so don't worry about that. Let's just go to Reaper, for example, and open. It's going to load all of them down here. Analyze with Text Explorer. Searching tree for matches. And don't worry if some of these aren't found. These all will be, but some of these won't be found in the actual tree unless you have every single piece of DLC in the game. So all the character packs, all the weapon packs, all the story missions, all of the customization, including armor and the squad outfits, all that. So don't worry about that, but I'll show you guys what that exactly looks like once we're done here installing this. Alright guys, so this right here is what it looks like if the texture isn't found in a tree, but don't worry because this is DLC content. This is the alternate appearance for Jack. Let's see. Let me see, I'm going to go through. This is the one for Grunt. That's the one for Thane. That's a different part of the one for Thane. That, I have no clue what that is. I think that's the background texture. And I already went through that one. So yeah, so these are just ones that, these are DLC textures, or just textures that got removed from the game, or whatever. Just don't worry about that, it's fine. Alright guys, so after you've installed all those files, what I'd recommend doing is actually making a backup of your updated binaries and biogame, just in case we mess something else up. And we're going to want to go to User Tools, Vectors. You guys will probably already have this open still, but I have to open it again. I'm going to go to Load, and I'm going to find the update. It's just two files. We're going to open that, analyze, install that real quick. Okay, there we go. We have the updated version. We're going to want to go to load again, and we're going to want to find better galaxy textures. Go ahead and extract that. This is what it looks like when it's extracted. And when we analyze this, it should say there's some invalid images. So you're going to want to go to autofix, and it's going to fix it for us. Not sure what MIPS means, but I know it can be fixed by hitting autofix. And it should go ahead and fix that for us here real quick. I think it's because it's a duplicate of an image that's already been modded in the game, so we have to fix it, and it will just go ahead and overwrite that for us here real quick. So there we go. Now we can install this, and it should go through and install all 9. I already have it installed, so it shouldn't take me too long to do it here real quick, but I'm going to go ahead and show it because I'm going to do something else after this. We're going to be overriding Tally's files to give her a more vanilla look, because the one included in the texture pack it shows a little bit more of her face than normal, and I'm going to be showing you how to change that. There we go. Clear all files, load. I'll leave a link to this in the description, but it's a retexture of Tally. You should just extract it with 7-zip, and it should give you these 2 files here. I'm also going to load her files from the squad, and just not the 2 bottom green ones there. It's the lighting behind her face mask, but there we go. Analyze the text explorer, autofix. Should fix this for us real quick. And while you're doing this process, make sure you don't have to do this, but it'd make it a lot easier. When you're doing this, go through and make a list of all the texture packs, like in the ALOT textures pack, that doesn't install. Like, keep a list of it, so then if you know which texture packs you need to actually reinstall if you add any DLC to the game, instead of having to go through and do like all of them again. And the ones I can remember is the NPCs and the environment are the only 2 I think that really need to be installed after you add DLC. But we're going to go ahead and do this real quick. There goes all 6 of those. You can clear that, and we're now done with this program. And we're going to open this here, the reshade. This one right here. That's the one I would recommend doing. And you're going to want to extract that to your desktop, or just somewhere. And that's the wrong folder. I should have this saved somewhere. Reshade, and you're going to want to run the reshade setup. Select a game, Mass Effect 2. Go. I actually changed that. I'm going to overwrite my installation here. Okay, we're done with that now. And we're going to want to open the Texmod here. We're going to want to copy the application from that and navigate to our binaries folder and paste it and rename it Mass Effect 2.exe. And we're going to want to run that real quick. We're going to want to open this. Select executable Mass Effect 2 backup, because we've renamed the one that's already in here .bak, and we're going to want to open the package, and we're going to want to find aquarium.tpf, open that, and just leave that in there. Okay, so we're done with that now. I'm going to go ahead and delete this because I don't need that anymore. Alright, so next I'm going to be showing you how to edit or mess around with the SweetFx settings. I'll have a link to this down in the description with some presets. I'll show you how to install those. But before that, we're going to want to navigate to our Documents folder. And we're going to go to BioWare, Mass Effect 2, BioGame, Config, Gamer Settings.ini, make a backup of this first, and then edit, and go down somewhere and add depth of field equals false somewhere under System Settings. And now that you're done with that, we're going to mess around with the preset. So, let me find it. That's a backup of the one I already had on. Go to this PC, local disk, program files times 86. And we're going to want to find Steam or wherever we have this installed. Steam apps, common. Where is Mass Effect 2? I passed it. There it is. Mass Effect 2. Binaries. And there should be a text file in here somewhere. Or is it in here? There it is. SweetFx settings. I'm going to make a copy of this real quick. Going to delete this. Put this one in here. Rename it to just Mass Effect or just SweetFx settings, and we're done with that. And let me make sure that I didn't forget anything. This might be the end of the video. Yep. Up there we go. So you guys have just made Mass Effect 2 look extremely fucking gorgeous here on the PC. If you guys enjoyed this video or you found it helpful, make sure to leave a like. Make sure to support all these guys who did these mods. Just make sure you give them a big thanks on some of these on the Nexus forum pages and on however else you can. Just make sure you know that you are appreciative of what they do, because they put a lot of time and effort into this kind of thing, and the full credit of this video goes to them for making this possible. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you add this video to your favorites so you know that you have it saved in case something goes wrong with your Mass Effect 2 save and you want to be able to fix it again. And I hope you guys enjoyed, as I said, and make sure you leave a like if you did. I'm going to say that again because, I really want to make sure I know that I did a good job explaining this. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe as well. I'll probably be covering some other edits and that kind of thing for Mass Effect 1 and 2 and 3. And I'll be seeing you guys later. I'm out. Peace.
The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
Commander Shepard.
Elusive man. I thought we'd be meeting face to face.
Unnecessary precaution. Not unusual for people who know what you and I know.
From what I hear, I cost you a fortune. Why'd you do it?
For the defense and preservation of humanity. I didn't spend 2 years and billions of credits bringing you back to serve as a common soldier. But humanity is up against the greatest threat of our brief existence.
The Reapers.
Good to see your memory's still intact. How are you feeling?
I noticed a few upgrades. I hope you didn't replace anything really important.
We tried to keep you as intact as possible. We need Shepard, just as you were when you defeated Sovereign.
What are the Reapers doing that made you decide to bring me back?
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack. While you've been sleeping, entire colonies have been disappearing. Human colonies. We believe it's someone working for the Reapers, just as Saren and Negeth aided Sovereign. You've seen it yourself. You bested all of them. That's just one reason we chose you.
If you're after the Reapers, just point me in the right direction.
Miranda was worried you'd be resistant. She's not usually wrong. I have a shuttle ready to take you to Freedom's Progress. the latest colony to be abducted. Miranda and Jacob will brief you.
I'll get what you're looking for and be back before you know it.
Good to hear it. Find any clues you can. Who's abducting the colonies? Do they have any connection to the Reapers? I brought you back. It's up to you to do the rest.
The elusive man is very impressed with you. I'm eager to see if you can live up to his expectations on this mission.
What's the matter, Lawson? Worried you're not his favorite anymore?